Hey man, I'm Bronson, and I have a cool story for you today that's really going to make you question and think, can I really believe what I'm reading on the interwebs? Or is there some sort of facade? Is there some extra layer that I'm not seeing here? Now, if you haven't checked it out, the Flesh and Blood Marketplace NA is a really cool Facebook group where you can buy, trade, and sell different flesh and blood products with different people and not incur different fees but have different risk. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but basically it's a place where you can transact with flesh and blood products between peer to peer, and sometimes there's stores there too, and it's a really good place. It's really popular and I've heard really good things. I have not used them. I have joined the Facebook group, and that's where this story is coming from today. I definitely would recommend at least check it out. I can't vouch for it with 100% certainty. I don't want to put that onto the interwebs, but I will say that it does seem like a great place, and I've heard great things about that Facebook group. Now, before I get into it, this is not an investment channel or video. I am just a dude in a room. This is just entertainment. I'm just entertaining you here today, and this is pretty funny. So, I went onto this group, and when I first joined, I looked down, and there was pretty good deals on different items, and honestly, like I would love to use this site more, but honestly, at this moment, I'm pretty priced out of the marketplace of Flesh and Blood. I do not have Ferraris in my garage. This is literally a room. It's not, I know this is a multi-staged mansion that I have, and this is my favorite room in my mansion, but I don't have anything else, guys. Now, uh, the marketplace has a bunch of posts, and there's one in particular that kind of drew my attention. Now, if you've been a part of the Flesh and Blood Marketplace NA Facebook group, you probably know this story, but bear with me because I think there's a lot of people who don't know it, and it's kind of weird. So there's this guy who posted, and he said, "Oh, you got to be careful with Flesh and Blood TCG. You don't know how good the liquidity is. Check out this video for more information." And it gave a link to a random video on YouTube. And the funniest thing is, like, I was thinking at first, I was like, "Oh, well, that is true. Maybe people are, not realizing how liquid this stuff and all this stuff." And I was like, "Oh, that's a good point. Maybe he has some information that I don't." And I was getting a little scared there when I read that. It was a scary, frightening sentence. You don't know how much liquidity is. You don't know if there's going to be a scare and all this stuff is going to drop and blah blah blah. It doesn't really affect me because I'm a collector. I'm not. I don't care. But it was a scare tactic sentence. And the funny thing is that the first person who commented on this dude said, I hate to like really ream you in front of all these people on this group, but dude, you've been messaging me nonstop asking for as much product as you can buy for Flesh and Blood and to buy as much as possible that you can. Like, and I just started cracking up at my computer because I thought about it, and like, yeah, this guy, to everyone in the Facebook group, he's just saying like, "Oh my gosh, Flesh and Blood is not doing good. It's gonna tank, and prices are going down. Blah, this is bad. You don't know about the liquidity. This isn't a safe thing to put your money in. Blah, like he was just having all this negativity in the marketplace, but then behind closed doors, when he's talking to people, private messaging, he's like, "How many can I buy? Can I buy this? How much do you have? I want to buy it. I want to buy everything you have. Please, please, please." Like, it's just funny how that is, where you really can't trust what you're reading on the internet. You do not know the hidden motivations behind people and what they're saying. You don't know the hidden motivations behind me. Maybe Bronson's doing this all for a purpose. He says he's trying to grow the community. Maybe he has some secret plot where he's going to make like big monies down the road, even though all of his videos is going to be demonetized because he curses in all of them. I don't know. But dude, like, I'm really telling you, like, the moral of this whole story, even though it's funny as hell, is you can't trust people on the internet. You can't trust people at all. I mean, what is it? The old man on Pawn Stars, he had this amazing quote that I love to today. He says, he said to a guy who's trying to sell him something, he's like, "It's not that I don't trust you. It's just I don't trust anyone." And and it's a really good quote to live by. And I mean, not for a fun and happy life, but when you're doing stuff like this and you're listening to stuff on like a marketplace type of deal, you really do have to question what you're reading, and you really have to think, does this guy have the best intentions? Are they trying to lead me into a certain thought pattern that may be to their benefit and not to mine? Like maybe the information they're giving me is false to lead me down a bad thinking path. And I really want to ramble at the end of this. So I just feel like this isn't a isolated incident. I feel like there's a lot of incidents like this. I feel that there's a lot of people out there who are trying to play the system and trying to play the long game. And I've noticed it, man. I've noticed certain things where people just are just extremely negative for no reason. And maybe they have another reason for why they're being negative about Flesh and Blood. But, and maybe sometimes I believe that they do like have different experiences. But what if they don't? Sometimes you got to think, is this person really being true and really telling me what they actually think? Or are they selling me something that's false just so they can buy more stuff at lower prices and so that they can scare the market? And I mean, to me, it's really scummy. It's really scummy. If you're doing this, please, please don't do that. Like, you might, like, profit. I don't know. And this is an investment advice or entertainment advice or any type of advice. I just think it's really lame when you think that something's good and you're telling other people it's bad so you can buy more of it at lower prices. It's just kind of weird, man. Uh, I don't know. It just doesn't help the game as a whole. And I feel like the even if like you want that, even if you are motivated by getting stuff and getting it to, go down or up, like I feel like you get the same benefit if you just say Flesh and Blood is amazing. Let's say you buy the product and then you say, hey, I love this product, I think it's undervalued. You could do that. Put positivity instead of negativity. Like, I'm fine with that. If you want to pump up what you have, I definitely think it's good to disclose what you have. Tell people, hey, I have 100 boxes of Crucible War, but I think it's undervalued. Like, that's fine to me. Nothing wrong with that. Then you're saying, hey, I'm buying these boxes because I think they're undervalued, and that's what I want to do. Now, I I don't know. I I just have a lot of like I want to say more on this, and I have a lot of feelings, but I guess that's how it is at the end of the day. I don't know. I don't like when people bash the game I love. I don't like that, and it's just interesting. And I know if you're on the Facebook group, this is second nature. You've probably seen this a lot. And I've talked to other people about this incident, and they've told me that, that guy is like a regular and he posts a lot of that stuff a lot on the channel. And I don't know if it's still there. I tried to look for it, I couldn't find it. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. Like, if you have the moral of all of this, then to sum up, you can't trust what you read on the internet, and especially you can't trust anything that people say when there's money involved and when they're trying to, you know, make certain deals and get product. You just can't. So just take everything with a grain of salt and think for yourself and think what the true motivations of our people, because this does exist. It happened. A lot of people in the Flesh and Blood marketplace in a Facebook group already know this. This is like widespread knowledge. I'm not saying like, "Oh, I'm figuring this out and I've solved the case." No, this is known to a lot of people, and I just thought I'd put a huge ass flashlight on it and let you guys know that if you see different things around Flesh and Blood, negative or positive things that people are plugging and people are saying like this is undervalued, this is overvalued, this is, this is low liquidity, this is high liquidity, anything that anyone's saying, you really have to come to your own conclusions and be highly skeptical of what they're saying. And to wrap this up, thanks for watching my video. But if you are in the Flesh and Blood Marketplace NA and you want me to make more videos and you've seen some other crazy story that you think that I would enjoy, please email me bronsonsblood@yahoo.com if you want me to consider like making a video for it, because I honestly I want to make more videos about the Flesh and Blood Marketplace NA. I think it has really great content in there. It's just, to be honest, there's just a ton of content that's more of like, this box goes for this price, these cards are selling here. So it's a lot of trades and stuff, which is, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a, like, buy, sell, and trade site. So that's the nature of it. So there's a lot of stuff that I can't really make content out of, but I feel like there's a lot of really funny and cool stories, and I think there's a lot to learn from this marketplace. Thanks again for watching, and have a good one.